Okay, on to the last question. So question number 5 is an Ethernet question. And starting off on part A, we've got if a 10 megabit per second Ethernet is used, what's the apparent bandwidth for host 1? So we're going to find host 1 right here. And host 1 is connected to a hub with host 2 and host 3, and they're connected to a bridge. So the collision domain for host 1 is going to be this big circle, right? We include the bridge, and then we ignore the hub, and we're going to count all of the hosts that are there. And so we've got 10 megabits per second divided by 4 hosts, which is the 3 hosts here, plus the bridge, is 2.5 megabits per second. Part B, if the 2 hubs and bridge were removed and all 6 hosts were connected to the switch, i.e. a 6-port bridge, what would be the apparent bandwidth? If we've got a switch, it's just 10 megabits per second divided by 2, because we have the switch and the user itself. And so that gives us 5 megabits per second. We don't really care about the rest of the hosts. With a switch, we just care that it's connected to that device and to the user. Going on to part C, the Ethernet frame layer 2 no preamble is transmitted on the network based on the diagram above. Which host is this coming from and which host is it addressed to? So here we're going to use this frame format that we have given to us. And so we have the number of bytes, and we really need to remember that 2 hex equals 1 byte for this problem, right? So our destination address is our first 6 bytes, our 6 pairs of hex, right? That's destination. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then our next 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are our host or source address. So our destination is going to be D8, C7, C8, 77, 88, 99. And we'll look that up in a second. And then our source is going to be D8, C7, C8, A, B, C, D, E, F. We need to find these in the chart up above. So if you look up, and I'm not going to show it just for the sake of time, the destination is host 6, and our source should match host 3. So that's just finding the MAC address in the diagram at the top of the page. We're going to continue for a second here just to identify this stuff. So the length or type is the next 2 bytes. And then our data is everything else from there down to the last couple bits there, right? So this is all data, and then we sort of stop at that last bit. And this is our CRC, looking at this format. So our last 4 bytes given to us are the CRC. So it says this frame uses the minimum size for the data and padding portion. How many bytes does this frame use as data? Do not include padding. So we're just looking at what's here in that portion, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And we might include the null so that we would say that this is 13 bytes of data. I think it accepted either 13 or 12, depending on if we counted the null or not. So that's it for the last question. Good luck with the exam.